Yes.
Let's go, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Friday Fuel, episode 10. And for our 10th episode, we made sure to make it an absolute banger. At least that was our intent so far. We're going to be, completely honest with you guys. That's why we're here. We always, want to share, and we never, hide things from you. We had quite the morning trying to get our stream started so far. Everything that you could possibly imagine going wrong absolutely went wrong this morning. But guess what? We're here. We're ready to spread, the good word and give you all a good show,
So what happened? What happened was I posted because we started the main stream in the syndicate, then it ended right as I started. I was like, why did the stream just end? So then I posted another one, but come to find out I didn't post it in the syndicate. And then I go back again, then post in the syndicate, and now we're here. So
and there was quite a bit of things happening in between each one of those steps that just piled on and created this snowball. And we're here now. Guess what? How was your morning so far, Colin?
It's going good, man. That's just a part of life. Sometimes stuff happens that you can or can't control, but you just gotta roll with the punches and keep on going.
Oh, that's so true.
Good.
So good. We had a big AEP filled show today. We were going to have, MedicareMisty on. Unfortunately, it looks like she is having some problems with some Wi-Fi. And believe me, we're having problems on our end too. So we're going to take this episode. We want everybody in chat to be super, super present. We want you to ask a ton of questions. We're kind of flying by the skin of our teeth on this one. So if you have any good questions, if you have anything that you want to ask about that you think we could give you guidance on, we want to make sure that you put it in chat for us. So
honestly,
this episode, go ahead.
Sometimes, Donnie, these episodes are the best, bro. Just
off the dome.
Shooting it off the cuff.
The cuff. Zero preparation. All the preparation went in an absolutely different direction, and we're going to try to make it. So
let me ask you guys this. Both you guys do Medicare. We're 2 days away from the 15th.
Yep.
How are you guys feeling going into official? Oh, we got MedicareMisty on. She's on.
Oh,
let's add her to the chat.
Let's see.
Go.
Let's go. Everybody, welcome MedicareMisty. Let's go. It's so great to have you on.
Thank you so much. I am not taking it. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on, but it just kept saying error. So if it's not an error, it's not AEP. That's what I say.
That's right.
We had quite the morning with our technical issues as well, Misty. So please don't feel bad. We're glad to have you today, and let's go ahead and get started. We have the great MedicareMisty on. Do you mind going ahead and telling the audience who might not be familiar with you a little bit about yourself?
Yes, absolutely. So I started in Medicare 18 years ago. I say when I was 5. It was not by choice. I wanted pharmaceutical sales. I'd interviewed 25 times for pharmaceutical sales and never got it.
Wow.
I was jealous. All my friends were in pharmaceutical sales. They were driving those cars, having that gas car, that $50,000 salary, freedom. And I wanted it. So I applied, and that's not what God had for me. And this girl came in and said, hey, you want to do Medicare? And I'm like, what is Medicare? Yeah, I didn't know what Medicare was back then. I didn't even realize I was paying for Medicare, for FICA and what it was. So she taught me everything I needed to know. That was in 2005.
Wow.
I worked with HealthSpring is where I started, which is now Cigna. And then Cigna went to Humana. Humana recruited me, worked my way up to sales manager, moved, and then Blue Cross Blue Shield offered me a position to come home and be their first outside sales agents. They only use telesales people.
Yep.
So their first outside agent. And then in 2011, they let our whole department go because of healthcare reform. So that's when MedicareMisty was born. I went out and got contracted with all the companies and became MedicareMisty, and kind of did it as a loner by myself. I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it. So I wanted to make sure before I brought anybody else on. And I didn't want the stress of having anybody else on. And plus I was a single mom at that time. So I had enough stress with him, doing that. And then once I started getting the groove of it, saying, I think I can do this. I think I can teach this. I have a team now of 40. I'm, 36 states, and I love it. My goal is to be in all 50 and teach them how to do it and just kind of spread the MedicareMisty nationwide.
I love that. I love that. You have such a unique experience in the Medicare field, and we're so happy to be able to pick your brain here this morning. To get something out the way, though, we heard a rumor down the tree that did you legally change your name to MedicareMisty?
No, but I thought about it.
Oh, we thought for sure. We thought for sure.
Attorney said that would be too what did he say? And I can't believe you say it because he's like that. He said that would be just too much to do that. But you have a docket because a broker didn't like that I was MedicareMisty, so he turned me in saying I was acting like MedicareMisty. So I do have a docket that says I'm allowed to be MedicareMisty as long as I use my disclaimer that I'm not affiliated or endorsed by any governmental agencies. There's my disclaimer.
There you go.
Google says it, and my new commercial says it.
There you go.
I'm not trying to be Medicare at all. I'm just trying to help people with their Medicare.
Absolutely.
But hey, that Brandon's working, right?
Yeah.
Doing quite a bit of Medicare for you. So that's pretty awesome.
Right. They don't even know my last name. It's Misty. That's my last name.
That's awesome. So I have a couple of questions for you. So the first time I met you was, well, at least saw you, was 2 years ago at Medicare Con.
Alabama.
Yep, in Alabama. Yep.
Okay.
And I went into your breakout room and you talked about grassroots marketing.
Yes.
And so I wanted, that was pretty awesome for me to be there. If you could tell, the viewers a little bit about your grassroots marketing and how that's helped you explode, just how you got started into it and what your tactics are.
Absolutely. So I didn't have any money back then when I started, when Blue Cross laid us off, and I didn't want to get into my 401k. So I went out and I had the blessing of having a corporate credit card for 6 years before I went out on my own, but you don't get to take any of those with you. You don't get residual income. So I was starting from scratch. And I just went to all the senior centers and I asked the senior centers what I could do for them, what they needed, from rocking chairs. And I put at that time, I wish I would have known, hindsight 2020, it was Blue Cross's label on the rocking chairs. They wanted Wii's. I bought Wii's. We do Wii tournaments. And then, you can give gifts from the dollar store or the stuff that Medicare doesn't buy, toilet paper, the cleaning supplies, the stuff that they don't get every day. One senior center wanted a patio, built a little patio for them to sit out on. And then there's anywhere you go in Tennessee, there's probably a Blue Cross Blue Shield label of whatever they needed, which let them know that they could trust me. I was there to help, not just to come in and, take the seniors and, not do what was right. I was there to really help and not just get them for the business. Doing food banks before COVID were really, really good because most of the people were, for the disability. That's the best place to find disability. Now they're doing the drive-throughs. It's kind of harder. So we put, flyers in the boxes since they, automatically do a drive-through and put them in their trunk. We also do, I didn't have money for mailers. I never did a mailer. I never bought leads. It was all health fairs and partnering with other people that did have a credit card. Home health care has a credit card. Hospice has a credit card. Anybody in the Medicare field, assisted living, retirement homes, I still do it today. If there's a big, like we're doing a pickleball tournament coming up, and I partnered with one of the retirement homes here because I wanted to be the main sponsor. So they allowed me to partner with the retirement home, and we split the main sponsor, and it was half our budget, which was really, really, nice. I'm doing a charity ball for the Cancer Association, and I had a expo at the senior center, and I just said, hey, could y'all do $100 donation for breast cancer? My husband's doing Real Men Wear Pink. They all came. I've usually never charged anything to do it, and they all came, and I raised $1,600 for Real Men Wear Pink yesterday. We do a zoo event every year where United Healthcare pays for it. And when COVID hit down, I let all the vendors come in for free, put their booth up, because I knew that they were hurting also from the COVID being shut down and not being able to get people in there. That's been which allowed them, when I want something, they are wanting to partner.
So I think that's.
Go ahead, Alex.
Okay. First off, Misty, I wanted to say it was great seeing you again. I know me and you had saw each other at SWAT, and we had a good conversation there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I can remember a funny story. So we were in the line talking at Nate's house, and then you had dropped your plate all over the ground. It's because you missed the step at going down into like the kitchen area.
Yes, that's a dangerous kitchen.
I know. Everybody missed it too. Like people were just falling forward and stuff.
We're sitting watching, just making sure I wasn't the only one.
Should have got your phone out.
That's right.
I know I should have. That was funny. But in the beginning, you had mentioned, once you got in a groove, with Medicare, you started seeing that. When in your business did you see that? And how did you actually recognize that in your business? And where was the change when it happened?
You mean for the team? That I got a team? Is that what you mean? For
yourself, your personal self. Once you started saying, hey, I can actually do Medicare at a high level, when did you really notice that in your own business? And how did you recognize that, and how did you make that change, really, would be my question.
I tell you, someone told me. I didn't recognize it because I was just doing to help in survival mode and didn't really know where this could come. And I think, Cody Atkins, Nate, all the ones, Medicare Con, all of those that, Miss Medicare, all of those helped me realize how big, it is, how much I've done. But before then, we're in our own little world. I'm in Tennessee, and I didn't realize, how big I was doing until I getting around other people. And I met a guy yesterday that was at the low income housing, and he's like, it's going really slow. He's on his 3rd year. And I was like, what do you mean really slow? Really slow means you're not out grinding. You're not out finding another event. You're not, because it's not slow. I mean, there's 10,000 people turning 65 a day. They're not in Tennessee, but there's nothing slow about this business. And so it breaks my heart because they just don't know, what to do. They're waiting for that lead handout, And I told him, even though he's a competitor, I was like, it's not slow. Get out, get another event. What are you doing next? What are you doing tomorrow? When you here again? There's tons of stuff to do. Make your own. I just made my own expo. Now, we didn't have a lot of seniors come through there like I wanted to, but we got to network. A lot of people think, oh, there was nobody here. It was a bum event. No, go and network with your people around you. So then you can set up a partnership and help them, because there's a lot of people hurting in business right now. A lot. Restaurants, home health care. I mean, everybody's hurting a little bit with inflation. It's killing them. So when people say that, they don't realize that what else can I do? What can I do today to get business, to let people know who I am? It's nice. My team gets my brand, that they get to say, hey, I'm with MedicareMisty. Then they get the trusted brand, which helps them build that. But there's still, room for other people. And there's still people that need help. I had a new agent in Georgia, and I said, look, I'll help you build your brand. I went down there. The first day we had a dentist set up for an event to explain to how they can make more money and how we can, partner together to make more money. I had a State Farm agent begging for someone to help with their Medicare because their supplements too high. We went to an after hours chamber visit. This is like in a 2-day period. I never stepped foot in that town. We had a radio station that was willing to put us on because Medicare is such a hot topic. I mean, I know I'm making it sound easy, but if you just think creative, where can I go where the seniors are? Or if you're in life insurance, or if you're in property and casualty, how do I get that attention? And you got to go where they are. It's easier to go where they are than have them try to come, to you. Set up bingos and assisted livings. Someone likes most of my seniors like the penny auction. Set up a penny auction. Another senior, we did a karaoke. I got a new agent, Medicare Elvis. He does Elvis impersonators. I mean, we went all over town, and he had already 5 events set up. He came here from Alabama to learn, and he was in the field about 10 years ago, and his parents got sick, and he quit to take care of his parents. So it's just getting out there. Everybody needs something right now, and saying, hey, how can I help you? Help, what's the movie with Tom Cruise? Help me, help you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true.
Yeah. For everybody listening, MedicareMisty's dropping some bombs right now.
First 15 minutes, and this is
you have stuff that you can use.
A knowledge base. It's so amazing.
Yeah, you can use today.
Yes, right now.
I had a couple follow-up questions for you. So are you in any networking groups and like a BNI or anything like that, where that's where you're meeting people? Or are you just cold knocking on these facilities? No. How are you getting in front of these facilities and
So 18 years later, I don't do a BNI. I started with a BNI though. I love BNI. It holds you accountable. Every week you have to be there. If you're not there, then after a few times, then you're out. So it holds you accountable if you're brand new and you don't know what to do. And it helps you network if you don't know how to network and you're kind of shy. I like the chamber. It is a more social event, but there's one in each city, which I like. What I try to do is get the agents to do that. I've already built the name. I want them to keep the name going and them to do that. There's a Women Business. It's a woman group that was started several years ago. I still go to that now and then. And then there's one I started my own that we're really just by phone now because we're both so busy. We both have teams. Not both, all of us have gotten to where we have teams. So yes, those groups are crucial. Either start your own, go to BNI. It's the best $600 you'll spend. Around $600, depends on where you are. Network. And people are starting network groups all over here. I see one pop up on Facebook all the time, and I just go. There was a women's group I just joined in Nashville. They were having a women's group, and it was at the Predators hockey game. So I was like, I'm going. Free hockey game to go see them. And then now we're a great group. I spoke on stage 2 weeks ago in Nashville. I mean, it's just, you miss every shot you don't take. And when I met 4 people from Chattanooga that were now networking that I didn't even know. And I had to meet them in Nashville. But if I hadn't been in Nashville, who knows if I hadn't met them? And there are days, I'm telling you, I know I have high energies, but there is I've had 3 hours of sleep. I'm on my, this is my grand opening in my 4th office. So it's loud. I hope y'all don't hear that. On top of, we got pictures going. So I'm not always like this. I do crash sometimes, but I go when I don't feel like it. I'm now trying to switch my brain because I don't work out like I should. I work, but I don't work out, and I'm trying to switch my brain to make sure that I put that in my business plan every day too, because I'm so stressed because it's never enough. What else can I do? Next, how can I be better? How can I help somebody else, be better? But I'm telling you, even if you do knock on doors or you show up, hey, I'm so-and-so, I just started. Any way we could partner, let's sit down and brainstorm. Because people, I know in the South, but even lately, people want to help you. I mean, I met New Yorkers that were like, hey, let's partner. I'm like, sure. Usually they're not into, partnering. So, and if they're not, there are people that are. This business, they said in 2040, there will be more 65-year-olds than 5-year-olds. That means there's enough for everybody, and we all can't handle it. So get off your pity party, get up, knock on a door, make something happen, grab arms with somebody that's hurting, and just ask them. Because you never know what somebody's going through. And everybody sees me now, but they didn't see me 18 years ago. And there's still issues now. The bigger you get, the bigger the problems, come. So it's going to come whether it's no money or it's more money. And then there's more problems.
Yeah.
So, I mean, all these events are there to help you build, spend money. And I know people think, because I took my agents, I paid one time, they came close to Atlanta, and I paid for their lunch, their hotel, and then they came out and said, hey, we're going to do it again. And they laid this big price tag on, and they were all like, this is all just a money scheme, instead of seeing, and I get it, they have to make money to make these conferences go on, instead of seeing, what can I get out of this?
Yep.
Who can I meet? Who can help me go to the next level? That's what they're about. Yes, they have to make money. I choose to make it with Medicare. They choose to make it to help you, with your thinking, with your Medicare, with your life insurance. So it's just different. And and we've heard so long, Luke is real big, change your mindset Monday. It's true. If you don't change that mindset, and you guys, I got to give you guys kudos to be at your age, to be already starting and getting it and wanting to get around people that are doing it. I mean, kudos to you guys. I can't wait to see where you guys are going to be the next Mr. Medicare's out there.
Oh,
I'm about to change my name to Medicare Mark or something like that, just to, get it going.
Hey, remember what you're getting yourself into, okay?
To backtrack a little bit, Misty, I thought it was funny when you said you were off 3 hours of sleep. I'm sitting here thinking this woman has no time to sleep ever. She is a busy woman, and I want to make a point real quick. All of these things that you're saying, I've heard a lot of agents, and even myself, I'll be honest with you, say, "Oh, I don't have time for that." And to hear a person as successful as you, as busy as you, say, "Hey, I do have time for that. I make time for that." Can you kind of speak to, how you set up your schedule and how you have time for, all of these just constant going?
Well, you're going to kind of freak out at this. For 17 years, I didn't have an assistant. I did it all by myself on my iPhone calendar. Yeah. And
what?
That's
17 years you did it without?
Wow.
God.
Yeah. Had an assistant for 1 year. Now I have 2, which I should have done. And they preach all the time on stage, get an assistant. But it's that whole idea. See, with my agents, they're 1099. So I don't have the pressure of a payroll. If I have a bad month, or if, COVID hits and you lose 200 clients, from COVID, you don't have that stress. So I didn't realize the other stress was running this business all by myself and not having anybody that could, understand. My husband, he's military, and, in military, they just teach you, you just do it. You just get over it. You just do it. And I needed somebody really, not just as an assistant, but to be like, there was a business owner that could understand me, that could understand what I was going through, that could kind of read my mind. Because heck, I didn't know what to ask for. I grew up with 2 16-year-old parents. I was in foster care. I it was in survival mode my whole life. So it just kept going towards this business, to be able to do this. So I'm very blessed to do it. I did it by an iPhone. I tell you, a good person to ask on charting that y'all should have on here. And because I've had 3 hours of sleep, her name is slipping my mind, but she's in Vegas, and I went to one of her events, and she taught us how to time slot, like even workout. And that's what I've started doing with my workout is my appointment. Do not miss that appointment. Several people are dropping dead of heart attacks lately.
Yep.
And my father-in-law was like, Misty, it's not worth it. He's had 3 triple bypass. So it's not, but when you're wired like this, you don't know how to change it, except for getting in front of people that teach you how to change it. So my iPhone is all I had to do all this.
Gosh.
But you made it work.
Yes. Made it work. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of agents are are really scared about investing in themselves and their business. You know, you mentioned you do these events, these seminars. You know, what could you give an agent that is scared to invest in themselves? Because ultimately, investing in yourself and your business is going to help take it, right? Take it up.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just aren't doing it. So what's the little piece of advice you give to the audience for that are scared of investing in themselves?
So I'm not a cusser, but there's a really good book, and it's by a woman, but it is really good for anybody in business. And I've listened to it twice, and I hope to see her speak someday. And it's called Rich as Fuck. And I'm not kidding. It will blow. I just got chill bumps. It'll blow your mind.
Okay.
This book has changed my life, and it will change others too, about exactly what you're talking about too, because it's hard. And I saw the mindset when my agents were sitting there, and the sheet came of $10,000, $5,000, $1,000. 2 stayed out of 14 after that came, and I paid for everything, which still, one told me I should have asked them if they like that stuff. And I totally get that. That's totally true. I did it thinking they would get what I got out of it, and I needed feed it into. And I'm always feeding into people, so I needed to get it back. So I figured they would see where, the way I did. And so I was wrong for thinking that they would think the same way and get that. All they saw was a price tag.
Yeah.
And in that book, she teaches you to spend the money. And there's a great saying that's been one of my favorite saying: eat the cake, take the trip, buy the shoes. That's and that's basically what she says through this whole thing. And I could probably add, and buy the conference, do the conference. I hate to say I'm like a conference groupie, but I do love the camaraderie that comes with it. That's where I wouldn't have met you guys if it wasn't, I could have seen you on social media, but that brings us closer together to see what other people are doing, and big ideas come out of that. Is it fun? Do you have late nights? Absolutely. But good things come out of that, and partnerships come out of that, for that reason. So I have borrowed, begged, everything but stole to keep this business going. And the bigger you get and the more money you spent, there's still tight times, because I spend money that seems crazy for me. I went on a jet plane, which was my dream forever. 5 cities, or 5 states in 5 days to mentor people. And what you guys are doing today, they need this. The stories I heard, one agent, her boyfriend just walked out on her. She was in this big apartment. She was trying to start this business. That was the deal, and he was going to work. I mean, one mother had leukemia. One was with abusive husband. I mean, it was just amazing stories. It was like, I just want to be successful. How do I do it? And it's showing up every day. I mean, that seems so simple, but it's showing up somewhere someday. Hey, I'm MedicareMisty. How can I help you? I'm Jim. You don't have to be MedicareMisty. I'm Jim. How can I help you? How can we build this thing together? How can I help you help me? And it makes a total difference. I mean, God says in the Bible, you can never outgive him, period. And I never have. But I try.
Yeah. And that's huge. Just going back to the networking aspect, to answer Jarrell. Hi, Jarrell. We love you.
Love you, Jarrell.
Question. So BNI is Business Networking International. You can Google it, find a local chapter, and go visit a couple different ones. Idaho Falls is tiny. We have 4. So you can find it. And it's just, honestly, this last week, I possibly got the biggest referral, possibly. We'll wait and see. The biggest referral for me to date from BNI was from another insurance agent. He does P&C. He doesn't do life insurance. He's letting me do his entire book for Medicare, health, and life for free.
Yes, sir.
We'll just do a split. But also, he knows a funeral home that is looking for somebody to do their pre-needs / final expense.
Wow.
This funeral home, I went and visited them. They're doing, last year they did about $250,000 in premium. He said we didn't even push it. And he's like, we're looking to grow to $100,000 in premium a month. I'm meeting with them again today. And that came from BNI. That came from a $499 investment in a networking group.
And how long you been doing it?
I just paid my second year renewal.
Okay. See,
wow.
2 years you stuck in.
Yeah.
And look what happens. It's like that picture where you're digging, and the gold is right there. And you just go, I'm just tired of digging. And you were just right there. Just think if you would have come this year to BNI. And
I almost didn't renew. I almost didn't do it.
See? Wow.
So it's very important to put yourself out there. Like Misty was saying, go knock the door too. There was a low income facility that I went to. I just cold knocked and said, hey, look. So it was a low income 63 plus facility. I was like, this has got to be a gold mine for Medicare, Medicaid. You can sell them any time of the year. And so I went in there and said, hey, a lot of people are misinformed on both Medicare and Medicaid. I will come in and educate. I'll buy breakfast. I did donuts and chocolate milk. And I got 10 sales out of that.
Wow.
And I spent $40 on buying donuts and chocolate milk.
Wow.
So it's just one of those things. And then they also, that same facility, that owner has 40 other facilities that he said that he can introduce me to the other facilities all around the state. So it's just one of those things where it's just like you're one networking relationship away from blowing up your business.
Absolutely.
And so go knock on a long-term care facility, but go provide value and go and give without feeling like you need to receive something. And I feel like Misty, you like example that.
Oh, exemplary.
Yeah.
I want it. There's a lot of people that can help us that we can help, and it can help us too, and it's a sad world right now. COVID has changed, everything. I tell you something fun that I would try. When I went down to Georgia, I bought roses and they were on sale. I couldn't believe it. I went in and bought 12 roses and candy, and I put a goodie bag of MedicareMisty little goodies. I have like Nerf footballs, chapstick, just that kind of stuff. Put a little goodie bag together and roses. And I came in because most of the women up front now you might want to take a woman with you just because they'll be like, whoa, dude. And we walked in and we said, hey, will you accept this rose? And their eyes are like, oh my God, did I just get on The Bachelor? And they're all like freaking out. Their facial expression. That day was just full of love. Some of them, one told me she hadn't had a rose in 15 years, a flower, rose, a plant. And we just introduced who we were, gave them the goodies, gave her a flower, but things like that, and they don't have to cost anything. I got a girl that gets flowers out of her garden. She grows a whole, most beautiful garden ever, and she has to prune them anyway. There's cheap ways. I baked cookies to give them to insurance companies before I could afford to buy the cookies. There's just think outside the box. You're actually holding yourself back by not doing exactly what you said, and then getting around. It looks like y'all have a good group, getting around the right people that are going in the same direction. If they're not going in your same direction, you got to put them aside. I mean, it hurts, whether it's family, whether it's friends, it's to get to the next level. You got to be with people. You got to fly with eagles to get up there. Eagles, I'm really proud of you guys, and they need you. My son's a little bit younger than y'all, but I've been preaching this business to him, and he's working at Volkswagen right now, working second shift, and he hates it, but he wants his own apartment and all the good stuff that comes with it. But I was like, son, you could stay with me for 2 years and then you could have it made, But
how old is he?
He's 22.
Oh,
yeah.
Tell him to hit us up. We'll convince him.
Oh, and I will. I'll get him because I've been trying to get him at a seminar. Because Joe too, the same. I wanted Joe Campart to get a hold of him too, to be like, "Come on, buddy, you don't know what you're." And a guy wagon was working there and doing life insurance, and he's not working there anymore. And he's like, "Dude, I'm out. I'm not here because I'm finally where I want to be."
Put 2 years into Medicare and you can have a really pretty residual income coming in every month.
Absolutely, you can. Just dig for 2 years. I mean, I still dig. I still work like I'm like I'm broke, but it's because it's fun to me. And I love marketing. I think someone said, if I wasn't doing Medicare, what would I be doing? And I would do marketing. If Nike called today and said, hey, I want you to run my marketing campaign, I might be like, oh, MedicareMisty might have to retire.
I think it's so good. Like you said, I want everyone to pay attention. She said, work like I'm broke.
Work like I'm
right.
broke.
Like that's crazy. Like you can have, it doesn't matter how much money you have, you're still going to work like you're broke. You know what I mean? Like people at that point, I feel like get satisfied, you know?
Yeah.
What would you say, Misty, to someone that's like that? I feel like when people make that type of money, they just get satisfied. I mean, 92% of people fail in the industry, you know?
Yeah.
It's like people are failing very, very fast. So what's a piece of advice you give them is working like they're broke, even when they have 10 grand coming in a month, 20 grand coming in a month. Like how do you make sure someone's not satisfied, or give them coaching on not to be satisfied?
Well, and it doesn't even have to be Medicare. I mean, we flip houses. You can do other things, because sometimes you get burned out in the same field. You know, I took a little time off and did a travel club for a while because I wanted to travel the world, not realizing I could travel the world with Medicare. I could go to 50 states. Like, what am I thinking? But I was on these $69 cruises and these all-inclusives for $399. So you can, but I can't. What someone told me a long time ago, when I was like, how do I motivate these people? And you don't. You find motivated people. I learned that a long time ago. I cannot give. I wish I could. I wish I could sell my brain. And everybody says that when they start Medicare. If I could just download your brain, you know, and it would be easier and I would be a multi-billionaire. Like, download my brain if we can figure that out. I'm sure there's some way. But it's instilled in you. And and it kind of goes back to your why. Until your why comes, I really don't want to be broke. I'd rather act like I'm broke, or I busted my butt and I'm comfortable and I'm okay with that. That's okay too. It's not to shame you. That's more for the ones that want more. I'm not shaming you, because I think residual income is a blessing and you work hard to get it. And if you choose to stay there, I just think the world needs more of you. And whether it be go to coaching or speaking on stage, you know, of teaching people how you did it, you know, on a different level, I say don't give up, don't quit. But I can't instill that in you. What keeps you up at night? I mean, I wouldn't, you know, put that on anybody. I would love to sleep. I would so love to sleep. But I wake up thinking of stuff. You know, this morning, because we're having this opening, I forgot to bring the TV by to get it installed before the, you know, thing was coming. And then I was like, did I call Susan back to do the app? You know, it's constant. And then what can I do different? How can I make this opening better than the last office? You know, how can I make it better for the agents? It just doesn't shut down. I can't give that to anybody. It's just, you're going to have to want more. When you do bigger things, like going on that jet plane, it took me to a different level. I'm ready for the next level. So now I'm waiting. What's the next biggest thing? You know, Cody's now going all 50 states of there, which has been my dream. My husband and I, because he's retired Air Force, I was going to take an RV, just go in each state and take an RV and recruit agents, train them, and then move on and recruit agents and train them.
Yeah.
You know, and that's my goal to do.
Got to get your RV wrapped with MedicareMisty.
MedicareMisty,
you're driving down the road. It's just your
MedicareMisty bus. Did y'all see that?
I need to.
No, we did not.
I didn't.
No.
Yeah, I got a bus that goes all around downtown. We take it to all events. It's out front now. It's a billboard. It's a rolling billboard. I got it in COVID because one of the new agents had an office. She couldn't do both. So she said, if you'll take over the payments, you can have it. So I took it and I kept it like she had it, and I just wrapped it. Well, they made me, because it was Medicare bus. So they said I had to change that. So it's MedicareMisty bus now, and it's wrapped with my logo and stuff.
Heck yeah. That's
so cool. That's so cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I have a quick question for you, Misty. You are such a fearless person, even down to just I know a lot of agents, and especially myself at one point, wouldn't have just gone into that door, knocked, and either cold knocked or gone up to a receptionist saying, "Hey, how can I help you? How can we join partner?" How did you get over the social anxiety and the fear of Medicare? I know a lot of people come in, they say all of this government regulation, the chance of losing my license, all these things are so fearful. I don't want to get into Medicare. What's something that you can say to them that would set them over the edge and reassure that fear for you?
That's a great question. Unfortunately, I was born with this personality. So I've been able to talk to a door since I was little when nobody was listening or really even cared. So I'll talk to the ones that in Medicare, I'm going to people that aren't on Medicare. I'm going to people that have a book. I'm going to people that have a relationship. So there's no guidelines there that I'm breaking for that. You can't go door knocking if they're Medicare, but to build a partnership, I'm going with financial advisors, CPAs. I'm going with them to build that partnership. So that's different. And I would say anybody watching that wasn't born with this kind of personality, and because my husband's an introvert, I would say that introduction, just like you guys were talking about, that meeting, just like you were sharing about with the BNI, can change your life. So you have a chance to change your own life by going. The worst case scenario, they don't want to do business with you. There are 900,000 billion other people that probably do. Rejection, does it suck? Absolutely. But I guarantee you, other business owners are feeling the same exact way. I've had several people say, "God, thank you for coming and talking to me. I was too scared to talk to anybody. I stood in the corner." And I love talking to people that are in the corner or by themselves, because they're there because they're scared to talk to anybody. They're scared to get rejected. Same thing at the events that around the world, the conferences. Some people are just in the corner because they're scared they're going to get rejected. Even me, have been scared of being rejected. Like, I usually can talk to anybody, but I've been scared to talk to I've been scared to talk to Cody, afraid I'm going to say something stupid.
That's true.
That's true. Well, Misty, I think that's a great spot to end it. You have been such a blessing to our show. The amount of information that we've received from you I could take today. Everybody in this chat could take today and do something that Misty said and immediately transform your business. We appreciate you so much, Misty. I think we might have lost you there at the end.
Yeah, I think so.
So let me go ahead and give her a shout out. If you have any questions for Misty, or if you want to talk to Misty more, MedicareMisty on all socials. She's very easy to find. All of her have her on her friends list. Shoot her a text. She's a very wonderful woman. She'd love talking to especially new agents, helping everybody. Of course, we want to mention our sponsor, Joshua Young's, the Medicare Machine Factory. He is an absolute beast. If you have any questions heading into AEP, Joshua Young's is also your guy. He loves helping them. I love that man. He's one of the guys on my Instagram. He's a juggernaut. So listen, sorry we started late today, guys. We somehow turned it around and found a way to have one of our best shows, at least information-wise, yet.
Still a banger.
And I promise you we'll be a lot better and on time next week. So all y'all have a good Friday. Make it your best Friday yet, and go get after it. Later, guys.
See ya.